There we go. It took a while for it to say live. But hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to XGR, XPound Gaming Radio. This week, I am your host, Chris, aka The Mole. Joining me, as usual, is Anastasia Laserbeam.
Hello.
And Rick the Hammer.
Hello.
And if you're a first-time listener, don't worry, we have you covered. We will just say quickly that we go with the news of the week. It has been news from this week. Then we go with the games we've played this week, but the games themselves could be from any era, any time. It's just whatever we happen to have played this week. And then we have a topic. The topic this week, we're celebrating the launch, well, not the launch, we're celebrating the anniversary, rather, of the PS2.
Yeah, PS2.
Where we'll discuss the console in general, our thoughts about it, what we liked, some games we liked, and we'll just basically sit around and shoot the shit about it. So that'll be pretty fun. So first up is the news, and take us away first, Rick the Hammer.
All right. This news was announced like around the time we were actually just started recording, as far as I could tell last week. Because I was like, oh no, I would have mentioned it. But they have announced that, or Namco Bandai, I believe it is. No, sorry, Squeenix. Announced that Dragon Quest Heroes is heading to the West in 2015 and is going to be on the PS4. In Japan, there's a PS3 version as well, but we are not getting that. But no exact date. Just 2015, and it's, for those that don't know, it is basically the Dynasty Warriors version of Dragon Quest, or the Hyrule Warriors version of Dragon Quest, whichever you want to go with.
Nice.
So yeah.
No, I actually played Hyrule Warriors after like the longest time, and since like all that DLC stuff happened, it just went do, and then I did that like 50 more times.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Make it stop! Make it stop!"
That's what I was doing, and I did them like one at a time. Like when I got any of them, because I think I started like right around that time. But it is like that. You're like, okay, I get it. Just put them all in one thing. It's like, you got Tingle, you got a history thing for Tingle. Like, I don't care. Just can we put these in one long list?
It should be like, pack 1, and then a list of pack 1, boom, pack 2, so forth. That would be easier.
That would be nice.
Not each individual thing.
Yeah. It's already like a 400-hour game. I don't need it to take longer to tell me what now is there.
The only time I would want something like that to happen more would be if I'm playing the WWE game, WWE Universe mode, and I've got a new wrestler that I've put on the roster and hasn't debuted yet, and I'm about to play Raw. It'd be awesome after one of the matches if you suddenly got, boom, like with the teaser promos for wrestling debuting. That'd be badass.
That would be cool.
But yeah, for most games, no. But take us away next, Pew.
Alright, well, sad face. Put on your frowny face, because someone from Microsoft who was working on the HoloLens, the designer, was killed in a hit-and-run accident. It wasn't really an accident because the driver was going over 100 miles an hour, and then after he crashed into him, he proceeded to run away.
But that's still an accident. It wasn't like he waited for him. But
yeah, but 100 miles an hour is like...
I would also suggest for the future, whenever we do someone's died, can we please not introduce it with sad face? Like it's a Twitter post, hashtag sad face. That sounds like we don't care.
I care. That's why I said sad face, not happy face. No, but seriously. Yeah.
But that is a shame. It's always a shame when something like that happens. And the fact that the guy in question, like you said, was going over 100 and ran away. Yeah. That dude clearly needs to get the fuck arrested.
Yeah, he was arrested and charged with a hit-and-run homicide. Nice. Vehicle homicide. So at least they got him.
Yeah, it's still a tragic loss, and our thoughts go out to his family.
Yes.
But hopefully that doesn't. I'm also going to say hopefully that doesn't impact the HoloLens.
Yes, hopefully. Well, he was like one of the lead designers,
He
but like
was, and it
hopefully,
looked
like
awesome.
won't be in vain, and like his project can still go on through his team.
Yep. But my news now. During the Windows 10 event at GDC 2015, head of ID at Xbox, Chris Charla, hinted that there may be a future for the classic game series Battletoads. While speaking about the game played between Windows 10 devices, Charla revealed that Battletoads would be making an appearance in the recently announced Xbox One version of Shovel Knight. He then went on to cryptically say, "I wonder when we'll see them next." Which, yeah, if you remember the rumor a few weeks back I mentioned, there was rumors that they were going to be doing a lot more with Battletoads. Hell, Xbox head Phil Spencer had noted his fondness for them in the past. He even sported a Battletoads t-shirt while presenting at the Windows 10 event earlier this year. Additionally, in November 2014, Microsoft filed a trademark for Battletoads, explaining to IGN at the time that this was done as part of its Microsoft's business strategy, but had no comment beyond that point. Microsoft Studios creative director Ken Lobb also hinted at the possibility of Battletoads and other Rare franchises making a return in the future, responding to the question with, "Yeah, Sunday." So, yay, Battletoads.
Yay. As long as that fucking car level doesn't come back. Turbo tunnel or whatever.
Oh god, yeah, that fucking the sewers. Battletoads. I liked Battletoads. It's one of the
It was a
better.
fun game.
It's one of the better Ninja Turtles ripoffs, and I don't mean that in a derogatory or insulting way for anyone listening. I mean that because during the 90s, loads of shit tried to be the next Ninja Turtles. Like we had Biker Mice from Mars, which was awesome. We had Street Sharks that existed. There's even been like dinosaurs doing it, and you know what I mean. There was all these shows that were basically trying to be Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
But they all failed. A lot of them failed all the bad ones failed for one reason. They had no premise or characters besides, look, we're talking whatever the animal was fighting crime. Even Ninja Turtles had as much as I don't like the original Turtles cartoon, it had more going to for it than look, they're turtles.
Yeah.
He actually had a little sliver of something called a plot, something that the new Ninja Turtles film also needs. But
Yeah. Well, how many of those like ripoffs are always? It was always like a group of four, and it was like it was way too heavy-handed. At least Battletoads, they had three. Although in the first game, one gets kidnapped, so it's like, oh, that's why there's only two-player because the third guy got kidnapped.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he got kidnapped. I remember someone punched him in the stomach, put him over his shoulder, went yeah, and walked off.
That is, yeah. That's why we had Battletoads versus Double Dragon.
It was. I remember that game. I loved that game. But I also remember in the original Turtles cartoon, they also took a shot at the fact Battletoads was a ripoff by introducing a load of Teenage Mutant Frogs. But so they ripped off their own ripoff. That's kind of funny. But over to Rick for his second piece of news for this week.
All right. They're 3D Realms, who you might know from Duke Nukem fame, and also made the recent Rise of the Triad reboot, showed an actual gameplay trailer for him, a game they had apparently announced at some point that I never remember hearing about, called Bombshell, which is isometric, so like Diablo-style view, action RPG, and it looked pretty cool from what they showed. Plays like a girl with like cybernetic enhancements or whatever, and you fight like machines and crazy mutants and whatnot, and actually looked kind of cool. And they had this crazy, in one part of the trailer she has this like 3-barreled revolver that has like this giant drum behind it that has like lots of bullets in it, which way too many commenters are like, oh, that's a real thing, and then like linked it all to a thing. And so apparently someone actually made that revolver a while ago. They just put it in there. I'm like, that's cool because it looks like one of those ridiculous things. Like, no, that can't be a real thing. And then you're like, oh, that was a real thing, huh? But looks kind of over the toppy, which Duke Nukem was. The older Duke Nukem games, I guess I should say, not the Gearbox one, the like 3, which was 3D realms, but and it looks just that has that kind of like vibe of like not necessarily as crazy, but kind of like Devil May Cry or Bayonetta, where it looks like just a little over the top and kind of like doesn't take itself too seriously. But I don't know, but we'll see when it comes out. It actually looked pretty cool, and I was surprised I hadn't heard of it before.
That sounds pretty cool. I will admit, I keep seeing games coming out like that Tomb Raider one and stuff that look more and more like Diablo. And my only thought is, how the hell have they not made Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3? Or at least a new adaptation of that same thing? That was awesome.
Yeah, that was cool.
Like, how awesome would it be to have that exact same game, but based in, as much as I may not be a fan of it as much as I used to be, but the Marvel Cinematic Universe? How much would that sell?
A lot.
Yeah, that would sound like hotcakes, but no, it's okay. We have Captain America on iOS.
Yeah.
That's
have, like,
the same, right?
They had that like Avengers fighting game on iOS that they're like, it's okay that there's no Marvel vs. Capcom 3. We got you covered. And it's like a shitty free-to-play one. And you're like, that's not a substitute. That's like, I'm sorry, you wanted your steak dinner? Well, here's a pepperoni that was left on the floor. Like, it's not a substitute.
Yeah, it's like the Avengers game that came out on the Wii U. It was a port 360 one. I had it. It wasn't an overly terrible game. It was very Budokai Tenkaichi. However, it's not a great game either.
Yeah.
It just sort of falls into that middle ground of I don't hate it enough to stop playing, but I don't love it enough to recommend everyone go out and purchase it now. It's just, as Miss Puniverse would say, exists. Speaking of Miss Puniverse, over to you for your next bit of news.
Veteran Dragon Age writer has left Dragon Age. Sad face.
Not everything can be sad face.
I'm sad face. I want him to keep writing for Dragon Age, but now he's going to go on to another project. But hopefully that project will be equally as awesome as Dragon Age since he has so much writing experience.
He wrote Inquisition.
This is true, but he has wrote some games that are good. He also did Knights of the Old Republic.
That was awesome.
And he did Dragon Age Origins.
That was awesome.
And I don't know what this other one is. Neverwinter Nights.
I've heard of that. I've heard of that. That was pretty cool.
So, but he has not revealed the new IP that and it is a new IP. It's not like anything he's not putting out the name of what the new Bioware IP is, but he's moving on to that new project.
Well, Dragon Age is in the past. Bioware or Mass Effect is in the future. Clearly, there needs to be a GTA Bioware style one, so it's current times.
Oh yeah.
You know.
I would actually buy that. To be fair,
I'd be interested in seeing that.
Hey, I just stole this from the convenience store and then killed a dude. Stole his car. Want a bonk?
Just so you know, the writer's name is. Just so we're just so you know, the writer's name is David Gator.
Formerly of Slater Gator.
That's what I was thinking.
It's actually spelled like Gaider, like Raider, except with a G.
Nice. But no, that is cool. I'm looking forward to seeing what the new BioWare IP is. Because, yeah, I mean, like, Mass Effect isn't going to be wrote by the same people as... That's clearly going to be a different story, just maybe a continuation in a vague-ish way. So you don't have that. They need something that's new, because you can't just have which one are they going to do this year, Mass Effect or Dragon Age?
Yeah. Although I bet with Dragon Age's reaction to Inquisition, despite you and me, despite our unpopular opinion, I think they are gonna make another one similar to the Inquisition, which is like, eh.
Yeah.
I figured it out.
To be fair, there was a lot of people out there who gave it really great reviews after they'd spent an entire month being sponsored by it.
I think the current day IP will be like Battlefield Hardline.
Yes.
You could be a cop or a robber.
I was thinking Saints Row the Fourth, but with more of the Bioware stuff in there. Like, oh, you got a choice now. Oh, I do, yeah. Like, Kenzie comes up to you and you got like various dialogue options. Cool. Oh, that'd be awesome. Quick, you have to stop this monster. He's going to destroy the simulation and destroy the entire Earth. It's okay. I'm getting a guinea pig.
Yay, guinea pig!
Because obviously that'd be completely different to Space Hamster.
I would. I'm getting a virtual
Guinea
reality
pigs are bigger.
But my news is a little bit is very positive for some people out there, like myself. Sonic Boom: Rise of the Lyric on Wii U and Sonic Boom: Shattered Crystals were extremely disappointing in terms of sales. The home console's entities were panned by critics and the portable iteration seemed to be largely overlooked. And between these two game accomplishments, the series spin-offs have completely devolved into disappointing sale results, as it mentions. For some Sonic fans, it was a rather grim end to 2014. I would disagree, as they were just spin-offs that has no impact. But anyway, when they spoke to the developer about the fact Sega moving forward with iOS stuff and all that, does that mean thanks to these disappointing sales that they're going to completely abandon Sonic on home consoles? And the translation says, where is it? Now this is the only Sonic Runners select smartphone, as I say. Now this product only, Sonic Runners, select the smartphone as a friendly platform to the users. Just say for free to play, and that was really suitable for that. Personally, I don't plan to stop Sonic for home video consoles. Don't worry about that. And enjoy. It says the translation is a little wonky, but largely matches with the effort of the not always reliable Google Translate. We're certainly hopeful that the next effort will be from Sonic Team, which is producing promising efforts, including the aforementioned Sonic Lost Worlds, Sonic Generations, and Sonic Colors, which were the last 3 main Sonic games, and all 3 were fucking awesome. So yes, more Sonic, bitches.
Just not the amiibo version. I don't know.
Huh. Really? How's your Mega Man? No.
Pretty good, my friend got me one.
I meant in terms of new games.
Oh.
Wait, what's this? Victor's unfollowed
Pretty
me.
crappy.
Victor's unfollowed me on Twitter. Trollface says he likes this post. No. I'm kidding. Yeah, we all have stuff we like. Pew likes Legend of Zelda, Richter likes Mega Man, I love Sonic.
No, there's nothing bad about Sonic. I was just saying that you're like, yeah, more of Sonic. I said, except the amiibo.
I was aware. That's right. I was aware. That's why I made the other joke. Yeah, the amiibos haven't even come here that wave.
Wow.
At least on any of my cities in the stores, we've only got wave 1.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I keep going there and I'm like, oh, cool. Okay, today's the day, people. Brush my teeth to restore my teeth to their pristine condition. Then I put on my favourite t-shirt. I'm like, yep, okay, this one doesn't have any stains on it. This'll do. I pull up my jeans, I put on my trainers, and I walk myself to the store with a merry little jolt behind me. I get to the checkout, and I look at the amiibo, and I'm like, oh god, that's another fucking Link and another fucking Kirby. Oh look, there's Princess fucking Peach.
What are the odds?
Oh look, there's Donkey Kong. Well, this is driving me ape. But no, I only mentioned I liked Sonic, and I know the other 2 don't, because for the people wondering, I'm a Sonic fan. I said it. It's out there. Woo! I wish people would get back into Sonic. The last 3 have been really fucking good, but people keep overlooking them because they're just like, Sonic's stupid. It's like, oh, come on. He's had a couple of bad games in between, but it's still good now. That's like saying you refuse to watch Spider-Man in the new Avengers film or Spider-Man in his own film when it comes out because Maximum Carnage happened in the 90s.
That's, though, how a lot of people that play games today are, unfortunately. Oh, that one game was terrible back in 2003. Oh, I'm not playing that franchise anymore. Like, might have gotten better. You could at least look into it. No, I'm good. I'm like, oh, okay, that's your choice, but I can make fun of you for it.
Yeah, which I'll admit I've done that with I did that with Assassin's Creed before Unity, but that's only because they're a continuation of the same story. And
Yeah.
I will admit I'm one of those people that likes to see the whole story. Like, if I go to watch a film that's on like TV and I flip over and it started by just 1 minute, I will not watch that film because I will not be getting the whole movie. I know that's weird, but that bothers me. It shouldn't. But it's time for the games we've played this week. All of us, Richter, Moho, Pew Pew. So, let's see. Take us away first with the games you've played this week. Pew to the pew to the pew pew pew.
All right. So games I played this week, it's only been one, because mostly I've been watching a lot of stuff on Netflix or watching Penn Teller bullshit. But yeah, the one I'm playing is Majora's Mask. It's still really fun, and even though they changed some things, I'm playing the Zora level most recently. I didn't like that when you could do this really nice and easy Zora spin, where you could get around places really fast. You can't do that anymore unless you have magic, and then it kind of keeps going on until you don't have magic, which is kind of cool because if you have it, you can keep just doing this superpower thing and plow through everything and go really fast, faster. But then like your magic will go up, and then you can't do it at all. So it's like this is really awesome, and then it's like, oh, this is really shit. So I like it better.
That's because magic always comes with a price, dearie.
It does. Now I like it back when it was medium. You know, when it was medium all the time rather than really good and really awful.
I figured you'd appreciate that reference.
I did. So I don't like that.
Poor Pew. Poor Pew Pew.
Also, I think it was really this is not even a criticism of the game or anything, but when you use the Song of Healing on the dying Zora, the only other time you do this was on the already dead Goron, who couldn't, his soul couldn't pass because of his problems, understandably. So that's what you have lingering business. But here, a living being who I play the Song of Healing for, and what does he do? He dies, and then he not only dies, his face turns into a mask, and then he tells me like whatever and goes away. But like the Song of Healing deliberately didn't do him. It finished him off. At least the Goron was dead. Was dead, and you healed his spirit. He was still alive, and you fucking killed him. And took his face, pretty much. It's like, wow, really? That doesn't seem like it should work like that. Oh, and also you can be a super creeper by taking all these weird pictures of Lulu and getting money for it. And I thought that was interesting. Like, I'm trying to find the best pictures. Like, don't you have anything of hers? And I'm like, well, I don't have anything of hers, but I can take a picture of her. Like, what do you fucking want? I'm gonna go through her underwear drawer or something? Like, seriously, fucking creep. Like.
And he just looks around and goes, yes.
He's trying to break into her room or whatever, and then I was like, and then because he runs all the way up to the top floor, and if you follow him, he wants pictures. And it's like this weird, just fucking weird. Of course, I love the fat Zora drummer. He's the coolest because you never see fat Zoras, and he's the one fat Zora. That's the drummer. He's cool.
I believe you have a review of this planned this month.
Yes, I do. With the Marcus Shadow and hopefully Mole.
Hopefully.
Because you can't leave me stuck with Jeff. No offense, Jeff. You're not gonna even listen to this because it's not over yet.
Yeah, it's not the second half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be like I said, I might do it. Depends, because like I said, a load of these are going to be harder for me this month, just because all the clocks go forward there, but they don't here. So all of your stuff that normally started like 3, 4 in the morning is now 5. So that gets a little like, yeah, it's going to be way too late by the time we finish recording for some stuff.
Yeah.
But
That's the game that I've played. Video game, anyway. I played a really cool card game.
You did. But over to Richter.
The hammer has been thrown.
All right. First game I played, probably obvious. Played more Monster Hunter.
What?
Got
No.
got to high rank in single player, and then my friend came over yesterday and we got to high rank in the online stuff where you have to fight. I don't think either of you got this far last time, but there's the fight against the big guy on the boat where he's swimming through the sand, but they have like a slightly retooled version of that, and we just like destroyed the shit out of the guy. Like we didn't repel him, we just outright killed him, and I was like, wow. And so we got some cool stuff. He has a really good charge blade.
See, I've suggested in the past the stuff like that. That's on the 3DS, isn't there? Since they had something like this on the SNES and all that, why can't we hook up the 3DSs to the Wii U and just play the games on the Wii U using that as like a hub or something to transmit it? Similar, like you can put PS3 and PS4 titles onto the Vita, but you can't put the Vita on the TV.
What?
It should work both ways, because like a game like Monster Hunter. When you're doing that, how awesome would it be if you could put it on the TV and both of you could be looking at the same stuff?
Yeah.
But oh well. But you're still having fun with it.
Oh yeah.
Which monsters have you killed this week?
There was the Darin Moron. That was a big dude on the boat. I know.
Did you call me a moron?
Maybe. There was the there's the Monster AIDS dude, the Gore Magala. I killed the super version of him. It's like the Shigala Magala, so I call it the Shigeru Miyamoto for no reason. Let me see.
Based on that, that's what I should have said.
Yeah.
When you betrayed me, I should have said, "Damn it! Now I feel like Yoshi with this betrayal."
And a couple recolors, but okay, one of the new monsters that was, well, it's not new to the series, but new to this one. They added it for the 3 or 4 Ultimate Edition, but it was a guy from number 2, is the Daimyo Hermitar. He's the big crab, who whenever I see him, I always like chuckle because I think of the Sony guy with the like attack its weak point for massive damage. But yeah, going to high rank, like those guys hit really hard. I was like, oh man, I need better armor, and you have to kill like 1 or 2 guys before you can actually get the better armor. So I was like, it's pretty rough. I was like, oh, I was chugging potions and crap. But almost have a full set of some of the newer armor, so it should go easier. Have one of the weapons, which is really good. The other game I played this week is Dead Rising 3 Arcade Remix. That's what it's called in the menu. That's slightly easier to remember than Super Ultra Dead Rising 3 Arcade Remix EX plus Alpha.
See, this warrants the sad face.
Oh, why?
I wanted you to be. I played. I mean, announce the title in the most over-the-top way with your hands on your head, dramatically looking away.
Sorry. Maybe next time. But like, dude, that is like, okay. So I booted it up, and I just watched the intro for it, and I was like, that was $10 well spent. I didn't even have to play anymore, but I did. But like, it's so good. It has like it even starts off, pretends like it's an old arcade game from like the 90s. So it has like the ROM check and stuff, which is weird because like I don't remember ever seeing that on arcade games because I rarely saw them turned on. They were usually on when I got there. But then it has like a parody of I don't know if anyone remembers. I don't know if they were over there, Mole, but like the like winners don't use drugs with that like blue screen with the like eagle on it. They have like a thing of that where it's like winners get chipped by like to fit in with the whole Dead Rising thing.
Nice. And I was going to make the case of video games have to be turned off, or arcades have to be turned off. Otherwise, why would Ralph and people leave their game?
Well, I never like saw them get turned on. There was always like on when I got there.
Yeah,
so
it was.
I never saw like those ROM checks.
Yeah, because I'd make the case. I don't think anyone got to the arcade as they turned it on, because before they unlock the doors, they turned them on most of the times, at least for me. Even if you were there right when it opened, they turned them on.
Pretty much. But the intro is amazing because it's like it's totally like an arcade game style intro where it just like shows all the
Nice.
stuff and looks neat, and showing and the little like loading screen for it's cool because it shows some of the costumes. It shows like M Bison Zombie, which I'm hoping is there, but I haven't gotten that far yet. But oh man, that thing is so cool. I wish I need more people to play that because it's so good. And the I have what have I done? I've completed uh 3 out of the 4 places. I have an S rank on 2 of them, not on the third. I only got an A rank on that. So and I can get most of the costumes. I do have to get a few more kills to get some of them. But I have Nick. I have Tuxedo Nick, which well, the characters who use guns just outright are bad. That's one thing I don't like is the gun characters are terrible. Like Tuxedo Nick has 2 pistols and he's bad. And then his next costume was shoot, how am I gonna forget it now? Not Ryu. I don't have Ryu. That's his last one. He also gets Edward Falcon or Fokker from Power Stone in the like his Rocketeer armor. That one's pretty good. He also gets Felicia, which besides being really disturbing, and also they do the costumes really legit. So like when he's Felicia, when it like starts, he's like sitting there scratching himself, like he's doing Felicia's animation. So he's like scratching himself, and he's like meow, and it's like the dude trying to do cat noises. And like when you finish a round, it'll actually have like the Darkstalkers like music from like the round over, like the win music, and sometimes he'll actually say like one of Felicia's quotes. It's pretty cool. And that costume is ridiculously good. It's just really scary because like we all know what Felicia looks like, but he's got like his banana pouch in the front because like he's wearing her costume, and like you got to make a small concession that has different parts, which looks really disturbing. But it's like really good because it's really strong with like its normal attacks and stuff.
Are you talking about his costume when you say it's good because it's really strong with his attacks, or are you still talking about his banana package?
Both. No.
It's strong with its attacks.
Yeah, well, it's bad at shooting. But anyway, then Annie, I haven't tried her costumes yet. I tried the schoolgirl one where she attacks like Sakura, so she has like the hurricane stuff, and that one's not as good because it's only like this, like their default costume is like okay, and then the next costume is usually like a slightly better, but then like the actual character costumes are a lot better. And I bought her Regina and Chun-Li, but I have yet to try them. And if I complete a couple more areas with her, I can get the Breath of Fire Nino costume. Then Chuck Green. I have his first ones, and I bought what is his next one? It was awesome too. Oh, I don't have Captain Commando. That's his last one. I really want that one. I haven't used Shoma yet. I got Shoma, and he has and he has Sigma. I don't have Sigma yet. But then Frank West, he's awesome. I just bought Hagar for him. I have not used him. And what's his other one? Crap. Now, of course, I forget them all now. His last one is the dude from Onimusha 4. I don't have that, but I have his other one's BB Hood. That's right. From Darkstalkers, and like when you start, he's like la 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 la, and he's like skipping and stuff, and that one is also super legit because it actually has like her attacks and stuff, and her super is really good except for one enemy, but like because I don't know if you remember BB Hood's super, but she like summon the 2 huntsmen and she shoots the Uzi and they shoot the guns, but he summons 2 of those machine gun teddy bears in the wheelchairs from the second one. But they all shoot ahead. The problem is you can't aim it, so like once you're shooting in that direction, it does it, but it's super powerful. But the boss you fight at the end of the third area is a zombie that has an Akuma head, so he can do like fireballs and shoryukens, and he can do that fucking teleport that Akuma does. And that's the problem is like if you do that super, which is really strong, he'll just teleport out of it, so he takes very little damage from it, and you can't aim it, so it's like oh. And at the end of the 4th zone, I got to the final area, and it was like, fight a super zombie, okay. Fight 2 super zombies, okay. And then it was like, fight Shadow Boss, that's what they call him, the Akuma one. And I killed 1, and then it was like, fight 3 of them, and I'm like, I hate you, game. I'm hoping that they have the M. Bison one. I'm hoping he's after that. But it's like, any other costume, I probably could have done it. But
I have to ask, just to follow up on our question last week, you said you don't know Does it have local multiplayer?
It does not, or at least I saw
Ah.
no option for it. Yeah, unfortunately. And I haven't even played it online. I tried like once or twice, but I couldn't find a game. So, like all the stuff I've managed to do single player. But
There's people who would own that DLC or own that game and wouldn't have bought the DLC or want to play online. That's weird. I don't want to live in this world anymore.
I know. That should. Well, in all honesty, I mean, it does use assets from the game, but that totally could have been a standalone thing. Like, it didn't have to. I kind of wish it was, just because A, I would have already owned it, and B, like, it'd probably be easier to convince people to play it. But like, it's so cool. Oh, and it has like 8-bit versions of the music.
Nice.
So like, it'll play like Ryu's theme and Ken's theme and stuff. And yes, one point it did play Guile's theme. And I totally won because you can't lose when it's Guile's theme. It goes with everything.
It does. Which I'd have to say, yeah, that is one game that if I ever get an Xbox One, I totally want to buy. And if I did, I would totally play you.
Woo!
Nice.
Assuming Rick would want to play with me.
Of course.
He's been very hurtful to me today. I just feel like our bromance is splitting up.
No, say it ain't so.
Goodbye, my lover. Goodbye, my friend. No.
Yeah, that's what I played this week.
Nice. I played 2 games this week. One I actually played just today. Actually, both I technically played today, but one I played Lego Batman 3 Beyond Gotham. Because new DLC. It's the Suicide Squad DLC.
Yay!
Where they've PG'd the Suicide Squad in the most hilarious way. Like, Amanda Waller's like, oh, you don't like those new explosive collars I bought you? I was like, well, and she's also like, remember, thank God you agreed to do this, because if you didn't, I'd have to do my mind-blowing motivational speech. And I'm like, I know what you're implying here. Stop this. But you get lots of characters. You get Deathstroke, Deadshot, Harley Quinn, Captain Boomerang, El Diablo, King Shark, and you can play as this. And check this out, Rick. Do you remember the complaint I had with the previous Lego DLCs? Of like you'd get Arrow and you'd only be able to play as 2 characters.
Oh yeah.
You play as the entire Suicide Squad. There's even a scene where you activate something and a shark appears next to King Shark and starts to dance, and the whole group just suddenly starts to dance for no reason. I was like, that's fucking awesome. It's a pretty great DLC. It's still short like the other DLCs and still does the panel style introductions, no cutscenes, but it's an original story-ish, and it's pretty good. It's totally worth checking out Suicide Squad DLC if you've got Lego Batman or the what do you call it? The season pass. Next game I played this week, over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, was Dragon Ball Xenoverse. First, I will say the complaint: those fucking servers. I'm not sure if Rick has been seen them, because I know Pew's heard me mention them.
No.
Hard time getting on.
You go to get on the servers and you can't get on. And sometimes you'll be on the single-player offline server, but because it didn't tell you the servers are offline, it's still trying to read them and kicks you out the lobby and puts you back on the main menu.
It's
However,
like playing the beta.
yeah. However, when it puts you on offline, it still works. And here's the fun part: when it's offline, I can still play with friends. Because when it says offline, I can do sort of. I believe it was what was it? Orochi Warriors that did this, Rick, or was it Dynasty Warriors 8 or Dynasty Warriors 7 Empires, where we kept going back to the main menu and you have to load up and invite them again.
Oh, yeah.
You can do that. If the hub's not working, you can go to online battles and still do a battle and just invite someone, which is pretty cool. Does Rick mind spoilers for the story mode?
No, because I think my friend already told me like 1 or 2 things, so no, it's fine.
I was just making doubly sure in case
No,
I spoiled it, because I know
fine.
you were planning to get it. I know Pew
Uh-huh.
doesn't care.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's amazing. The story mode's awesome. Like, you literally have a scene where you see Hercule, and I say Hercule because I'm playing with the English voices on, but I see Hercule because I'll admit I like the English voices on, because while I'm doing battles, because they're communicating during it, I don't want to have to look down and read the subtitles while trying to beat people up. That doesn't work for me. But so it's not like the past ones where I'd keep that on, you know what I mean? Because it's just like the intro and outro. But you actually get Hercule, and he's in the ring, and when he turns around, and what does he do? He goes vroom, and he gets this big blast of energy around him, the purple evil energy. His eyes go red, and then he starts to fly and do fucking energy blasts. And you hear Trunks be like, "Wait, Hercule shouldn't have this much power. What?" And he's just awesome when he's doing it. It's like, what? It's like a scene where Boo splits himself into multiple evil possessed Boos, and you have to fight them all. The end boss is a little easy. I mean, really easy. But it does have two
Right.
endings, which I thought was brilliant, and I love both endings equally. One is a Dragon Ball ending, one is a game ending. Because one of them, if you take too long, Goku shows up as Super Saiyan 3 and helps you win the battle, and then the ending leading into the other part of the ending, because the other part is all the same, but during this boss you get a cutscene at the end of Goku and you side by side doing a joint Kamehameha as he's teaching you how to be the hero, and Goku saves the day. That's very Dragon Ball. The game ending is if you beat the final boss before Goku appears, all of the spirits of all the Z fighters all appear around you and tell you that you're the last hope of the Earth, and what you need to do, you get really motivated and you do a Kamehameha on your own and just finish the boss on your own. So it's like your character is the savior. Which, like I said, I love both of those endings equally because they're both perfect for very different reasons.
Yeah.
After you beat the main story, you have to get shards, and when you get shards, you then get the Bardock story and the Broly story, and fuck Bandai Namco, because they always overpower Broly. Like, seriously, Broly's more of a challenge than the god that can possess Beerus. He's more of a challenge than Beerus. Like, Broly, I'll do like a final flash of Super Saiyan to Broly. He will no-sell it, punch through the fucking blast, hit me, and it breaks me doing it, and sends me flying. Or I'll transform to Super Saiyan. I'd have to go Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan 2. My hair goes blonde, and I'm transforming, and my hair's clearly blonde. Broly punches me in the face, and I go back to normal because he's hit me in the middle of the transformation. It's like, no one else has this ability. Why are you doing this? Stop this, Broly. And it literally, Broly's like multiple fucking fights on the run, and he's so fucking god-modded that it's like, oh, I hate him. He's like I said, he's like the Sephiroth of fucking Dragon Ball. Because, I'm sorry, Sephiroth in Kingdom Hearts should not have been more challenged than a god. He shouldn't have been more of a challenge than Hades. He shouldn't.
No. He also shouldn't be far and away the best character in Dissidia.
Yeah, which I will say, I'm not. The first Broly movie, some people like it. It's not a bad film. I'm not insulting the films, but we know for a fact Broly's not as strong as a Super Saiyan 2. Why do they keep overrating him? Although
Nobody knows.
there's PQ quests, which is what you can do in multiplayer. They're actually really fun. You keep going back through them, and I will admit it does the Diablo and Monster Hunter thing. Like, Dragon Balls are a drop, and you go in there, you try to get a Dragon Ball, doesn't drop, try back, doesn't drop, try again, doesn't drop, try again, doesn't drop. And before now, I've gone through those same missions to help, like, Crispy out, was not trying to get a Dragon Ball, dropped. And I'm like...
He always keeps talking about his balls dropping all day and night.
Yeah, and I'm like, because you remember, like, when you made the staff in Whimsyshire for Diablo? Do you remember having to do the... that might just been us that got unlucky, but do you remember the ice guy before you beat Diablo? That's the most annoying boss in the game, in my opinion. that keeps
He
freezing
is
me.
the most annoying boss. I think I got lucky with him. Like I saved that part for last because like I don't want to do that, and I think it dropped on like the second try, and I was like,
Fuck
thank you.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah, me and Crispy tried
but
like 20 odd times and couldn't do
yeah.
it. That's how it is for each one of the Dragon Balls, and there's multiple things you need to wish for. Like, and they do multiple wishes. Like, there's I want more money, which gives you a load of money. I want to be drop dead gorgeous, lets you redesign your character's model a bit more and go in case you wanted to change his face or something. Or you can or there's I want more characters, which gives you in order. First time it gives you Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Second time Super 17, and the third one, which I haven't got yet, is Omega Shinron.
Mm.
Super 17 plays awesome. He's a fucking beast.
Beast, I say.
Gogeta has the. Have you seen GT, Rick?
Very little of it.
Gogeta has the move that I've been begging for to be in a game because it's so useless for ages, and it's so awesome. But I think it has a point in this. I think it's a taunt, so they'll look at me.
Mm.
Because you can go forward and you can do the bluff Kamehameha Big Bang. In the show when he did it, it's like Kamehameha Big Bang attack at point blank. Puts out his hands and just streamers and stuff like that, and he laughs. That's actually in the game.
Nice.
And I was like, oh yay! Which I thought was awesome. Hercule as well. Like his final attack, he goes puts his fingers up. He's like, I am the greatest. None of you can beat me. Come at me, type thing as he's posing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a giant AOE taunt to make everyone attack him at once.
Mm-hmm.
So there's actually like RP MMO elements, which totally works. I love that. But yeah, I'm loving Xenoverse. My character is a Super Saiyan 2. I'm level 60, I want to say 68, 67, 68 at the moment. I think 68, which is pretty cool. I've gone through all of the story, all of the Bardock saga, all of the legendary Super Saiyan saga. So I've done the story. I just have to do PQs now. The Bardock story. What you have to do is you have to keep Bardock alive while stopping 15 OP Frieza's soldiers. Then Frieza comes down, you have to stop Frieza before Bardock can die. Fair enough. The problem, every time you go near Bardock, he fucks off and goes head on into the enemies. The only ways of doing it was to have Mr. Satan, Hercule.
Mr. Satan.
That is his Japanese name, Pew. But you can have Hercule and do the AOE taunt to keep them all on you. Or the other way, if you don't have that, which I had to resort to, which I don't like doing in games because I don't like it, you have to be extra cheap. Because there's a soul of Goku's that gives you full energy the second you kill someone. So you put that on, you put on the Raccoon Ultra Bomber, and go Super Saiyan, which when you go Super Saiyan, you have, while your energy's draining, you have unlimited Ultras or Supers.
Mm.
And you just keep spamming Ultra Bomber, which is an AoE explosion. And eventually, because they're OP, but not too OP, if that makes sense. So the only reason they're OP is because it's annoying to kill 15 while trying to keep Bardock alive. So while you keep doing it, you keep spamming it. Every time one of them dies, it replenishes your health, so you just keep spamming this one move. I hate doing that because I hate being really cheap in a game because I'm like, I want to see different attacks, different moves. I don't want to just keep seeing me go, Ultra Bomber! No. But yeah, I'm loving that game and I'm hoping Rick gets to see it soon or gets it himself because I'd love to go through that with you.
There you go.
I also made a second character, which I haven't played much of. He's like a level 3. He's there for when I maxed out this character. I want to max out another one.
Mm-hmm.
He is one of Frieza's race. And Frieza's race, as we know from Frieza's family, is Frieza, King Cold, and Cooler. Yeah, let's just say my character is named after a certain WCW star.
Ooh.
That's right, Rick. I named him Glacier.
Nice. Your favorite.
I was like, why not? It works. I couldn't think of any other ice names. Well, I could, but I was like, I really want to do this one. You can also save preset attires. One of my attires I got saved is I'm dressed like the Ox King.
Yeah.
And when you save the attires, you can save movesets. So I have like me, as the proper Saiyan armor or the serious tough moves for when I'm playing the game properly. But when I'm going back to like level 2 and I can like one-shot Yamcha and Krillin and Tien because the mission's really piss easy, but that happens to be a cool Dragon Ball right there. If it spawns or drops, yeah, I'll go through as my joke outfit, which is that one, and my attacks, because you can change your attacks for different presets too, is all like Ginyu Force poses and like a couple of like Galactic Donuts and a couple of joke moves. I've made a joke version of myself because I'm like, that kind of amuses me to just keep posing as Yamcha, Krillin, and Tien beating the crap out of me. Nothing happens, and doing Galactic Donuts, which is an AoE attack, boom, kills all three. I'm like, yeah, nice. But they were the games I've played this week. I won't talk more about Dragon Ball Xenoverse today because it'll come back up next week and the week afterwards, probably. But because I love this game, it's one of the few games, because you guys know me. When I buy games, there's very few games I can't actually stop playing all the way through every day. Because eventually I get bored of the same games, so I leave it a couple of days and I'll go back. Every day since its launch, I've played the crap out of it.
Nice.
To the point I've missed a load of my TV shows, which I totally need to catch back up on. Like, I have like 3 or 4 Flashing Arrows saved, and I have a couple of like Vampire Diaries started up tonight, which I haven't watched yet. But that was because that was recording. I'm totally going to check out my Vampire Diaries tomorrow. That's a much.
Every time I try to watch that on Netflix, it always freezes up in that one particular show.
Which one?
Vampire Diaries.
Ah, that's weird.
I've tried to watch it like 3 times, and it always keeps freezing.
Ah, that's a shame.
Netflix hates Vampire Diaries.
Netflix is also weird. In a slight off-topic thing, before we go to the discussion, have you watched Death Note, Rick?
No, I know of it, but I have never watched the show.
I wasn't sure
It's really good.
Wasn't sure if it interested you or not, but I go to watch it on Netflix, and you have an option of Japanese audio or English, which is awesome, and subtitles, English subtitles, which the English subtitles are only for the Japanese audio, so they don't match the English things at all, which, yay. But the weird part is, because when you change the audio and stuff, like if I was to change, say, on a DVD of, say, Dragon Ball, if I was to put Dragon Ball Z in English on the disc instead of Japanese, I'd get Dragon, Rock the Dragon, Dragon Ball Z, or something like, you know what I mean? I'd get the American theme song at least.
Right.
This one, it's still the Japanese theme song. Because it's literally the same video, so sometimes I think the mouths don't quite match, but they might do. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm enjoying it because I've been watching Death Note recently. But yeah, speaking of Japanese stuff people need to check out or have heard of, our main topic is the PlayStation 2 anniversary.
Yay.
Woo! Woo!
Which, I have to say, the PS2 is proof, just like the Wii U after it, that you don't need to be the most powerful in your generation to be the best.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, that's something that always irritates me. Like, nowadays, the Wii U isn't the most powerful, and people are like, it's not as powerful as PS4, therefore it's shit. It's like, no. But people didn't care back then. PS2 wasn't as powerful as a GameCube, which wasn't as powerful as an Xbox, and no one gave a shit. The only thing you'd give a shit about is, like, I bought one of the Spider-Man movies on the Xbox because it had an extra story mode inserted into it. Which is even more bizarre because it was from the movie game, which is Sony, so I don't know what the fuck happened there.
The universe tried to collapse upon itself.
Yeah, but I think the Xbox defined the genre of the first-person shooter, or at least made it more popular with Halo. However, I'm going to make the case the PS2 did that with the open-world sandbox game with Grand Theft Auto 3. Which, it's cool because each one helps with stuff like that, but I personally enjoyed my PS2. I don't know if you two enjoyed the PS2.
I did enjoy my PS2 very much, and I still use it.
Okay.
Yeah. The PS2 is a really good system, although I will admit that was the first system I had that like killed itself because it was made like crap. Because I had the disc read error, which was a pretty big deal. Just before, well, it would have been a much bigger deal had we had similar things to today like social media. But PS2 was it had a lot of good games on it. Although I still think the best PS2 was the first PS3.
And see,
Because you didn't need those stupid memory cards, man. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'll admit the PS2 was the one that annoyed me, or broke on me first as well. It's not the one that's done it the most, but it's one that broke first.
Yeah.
But I will admit it was at its end of its life cycle, and I've had my PS3 do the same thing, because what happened is I wore out the laser. Which I don't like that, because it's like, you put this in, yeah. I can't play my games now. And then I see in the store, on sale, because it was at the end of its life cycle, so people were, they were dirt cheap. The new PS2 Slim, and I'm like, yay! Okay, I'll get a Slim. Yay! Which, didn't the PS2 have memory cards?
Yes, it did.
Oh, sorry, I thought you said it didn't have those stupid memory cards.
No, the PS3 didn't. Because if you use the original PS3, since it had PS2 backwards compatibility, you used the hard drive. You just made memory cards on it, which was amazing. It was the best PS2 ever made. That's why I'm not going to sell it, and I hope it doesn't die, because I still have my 60 gig over there, and I'm like, it's my PS2.
Yeah. Which, although there was a PS2 with a hard drive, I believe that was the PSX I showed you last week.
Yeah, well, they also had a hard drive peripheral. I don't think it did... It for Final Fantasy 11, I think, but I don't. No.
It's like the PS2 is the first system I owned, obviously because of the times. Actually, no, the second system I owned that had online. First would have been Dreamcast.
Yay, Dreamcast.
Which its only fault was a computer. We wanted to compete with. I believe the Dreamcast fault was it wanted to compete with PS1, not PS2. Therefore, when PS2 came out, it did have better games. And it just killed the Dreamcast, sadly. I loved the Dreamcast, but yeah, that was amazing. When I went to the store and I bought the little box, and I was like, okay, you click it in the back, plug that in, Champions Online, or EverQuest Online, whichever one it was that came with it. I think it was EverQuest 2 Champions or something like that on PS2. That was unbelievably fun.
I believe it was EverQuest Adventures.
That might be that.
If that's the one you're thinking of.
It might be, but it was definitely a 2. So it might be EverQuest Adventures 2 that I had at the time. But I was like, oh my god, that's awesome. It's an MMO, and it was like an MMO. I'm like, yeah, this plays awesome, woo! Now, and luckily the internet wasn't too much of a thing then, so you didn't constantly get people tell you that, that belongs on a PC. And I didn't know I was going, but I didn't know. If I had known, then maybe I wouldn't have had as much enjoyment. Yeah, right. But it's a case of, I had fun with that. It's like, and I lost time. I lost the amount of time on Xbox and PS2 with the online that I played Battlefront 2. Love that game. Which is one of my favorite. My favorite. If I had to list PS2 games right now, because since we're talking about PS3 and PS2, and we're going to be talking about PS2 games, favorite PS2 game: Budokai 3. Second, Battlefield 2. And
I'll just say mine.
And my third would probably be Grand Theft Auto Vice City. How about you? Okay, how about you, Pew? Top
Mine
3.
would probably be Kingdom Hearts. 'Cause I love that series so much. I know you don't like it, but when I bought that, man, that was awesome. I can't tell you how many times I beat it, how much I played it over and over. I love that series.
To be fair, I don't hate Kingdom Hearts. I'm still going to get Kingdom Hearts 3 and 2.5. I didn't enjoy the first game as much as I thought I would, but I enjoyed from the second game on the 1.5 collection onwards, when the story went from fanfic character beats characters in character's world because fanfic character to Bleach, which I like that switch, if that makes sense, when they started to introduce the guys in the robes and stuff, which was awesome. I just didn't like the first game as much as I thought I would, if that makes sense.
I can understand that.
But I said top 3, Pew, so that's 2, because that's 1 and 2. What's your third?
What else did I play? I'm trying to think my absolute favorites, because that's right up there.
Yes, by your favourites, I mean your absolute favourites, yes. Okay, so Pew said Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and her third one was Space Invaders.
I'm trying to... Okay, Dark Cloud.
Nice.
And Dark Cloud 2, I really like
wow.
those.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really like those, and I actually named my first character when I played it as Link, because I just thought he was Link with a turban.
I could see that cover. I remember he did look like that.
Yeah, he just looked like Link with a turban. And I got a cat girl, and that was really cool. And I even got Steve, the talking slingshot.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I will say, how about Richter? Top 3.
Oh man, that's tough. Well, my favorite would be the original Disgaea, just because that's my favorite game of all time. I know anything I pick, I'm going to remember one later. And I was like, oh, that was good, but it had a lot. I don't know if this is one of my favorites, but one I will mention just because no one even knows about this game. But there's a game that was really awesome called Robot Alchemic Drive, where you got to control a giant robot, and you don't pilot it. Like, the thing was, the controller that you used on the robot, it suspiciously looked like a PS2 controller, but you were a person outside the robot, and
Nice.
like R1 and L1, like the R's and L's would use that leg, so one would step it forward, the other would back. So you had to like steer it. The control pad would move the upper body, and like the sticks were the arms. So you like made them punch, and you actually had to like walk toward the guy, and you were on the battlefield, so you had to like position yourself where you could actually see what you're doing. And you could like pick up yourself, which would be funny, and you couldn't see anything. And it was like, I'd love a sequel to that, but unfortunately, I think it was one of the casualties of when Enix became Squeenix that I don't think they'll ever make another one. But that was a really amazing game that no one's ever played. It was super just unique. I have not seen a game like that since. But gee, the Dot Hack series was pretty good. I don't know my top favorites. Final Fantasy X was good. But yeah, all I can remember is my number one favorite. I don't know if I have. Well, I'm going to throw out Champions of Norath as number 2. Like the Diablo style one or Baldur's Gate style, where you had the EverQuest people, because that was what introduced me to EverQuest. That got me to buy like EverQuest 2 when it came out for no reason. Oh man, my wife and I played so much of that, and like that's an awesome game.
Which I will say, that's something I think that speaks volumes about the system.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of good games.
Yeah, I think this may be, and I don't mean any offense to any other systems, I think this may be the system with the best library in the history of gaming.
Maybe. I know that I have thought about it, and I can't decide if it's the system, like my favorite system or my second favorite, because it's like that and Super Nintendo. I can't really decide which is better, but they're both amazing.
Yeah, it's like if I had to say favorite system the whole time, I'd go with Mega Drive. I loved my Mega Drive. Because Sonic and Power Rangers, it was totally Street Fighter. Awesome! You got to fight the Green Ranger and he became your friend. Oh! Sorry. I loved the SNES as well. Which, yeah, this is also something that, like I said, that I think speaks volumes about is the PS2. Like you said, you don't know if it's your favorite or not.
Yeah, but it's
got definitely. If you don't think it's got the best library of games, it's definitely got a rich library of games.
Oh yeah.
Like there's loads we haven't even mentioned, like Zone of Enders.
Yeah. Xenosaga Episode 1, not Episode 2. That never existed.
I thought you would have squeezed at Zone of Enders.
That was a pretty cool. I didn't play it as much as I should have.
Max out!
I
You
know.
have one job.
But it's like the thing is that game controls weird, but
It does. For me, I loved Zone of Enders not because it was a mech suit or anything. I know people would say it was very Gundam or whatever, but when I was playing it, I was like, oh my god, it's like Dragon Ball Z. Boom, boom. Like the PS2 also had that fighting game that was exactly like Dragon Ball Z, where you had like a square box round and you're fighting and doing energy attacks.
oh, the Psychic Force, I think.
That's the one.
Yeah, that game's awesome.
It's like we talked about at the beginning. Who loved Marvel Ultimate Alliance and X-Men Legends?
I did.
I did not like Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2. They tried to do Civil War, and that's not to say Civil War's bad. I'm not taking a stab at the new film before people think that, but the thing that made Marvel Ultimate Alliance great was you had this really long, drawn-out story. The second one was the same size story, but it was the exact same story twice because it was cut in half and then repackaged twice with only a couple of missions different. I hated that. But I loved the Marvel Ultimate Alliance, and I will say the X-Men Legends series was probably my first version of like the Diablo-style games. Because like I've mentioned before now, I played Diablo and Diablo 2 after I played that one, if that makes sense. But I loved X-Men Legends and Marvel Ultimate Alliance. It was like, oh, that's awesome. But I will also say this was the era, in my opinion. Other eras may have done it, but this was the first era where I started to notice exclusives. I don't mean for the games. I mean like Spider-Man on one system on Xbox had like a Craven story mixed in. I think possibly on Xbox as well. They had extra characters like Hulk and stuff as playable in Ultimate Alliance, and you know what I mean, and various stuff. And like but on PS2 had like the Budokais as exclusive, and then when it came to GameCube, the PS2 had the collector's edition of Budokai with more content, and it's like, I started to notice games going in that direction of different systems equal different exclusives, and that's probably a downfall of this generation because everyone seems to do it too much. Like, well, Evolve's better on this system because it has more of this. Well, this one's better on this system because it has more of this. Can't it just be the game is equally good, but one gives you more goodness?
I feel like that was kind of I'm gonna blame Soul Calibur for starting that because that was the first one I remember where that was like a big deal that they all had, exclusive characters.
I want all the things, damn it. Why do you have to make stuff exclusive?
Well, I don't think Link can be on a PlayStation system.
You can be on anything. You can be on your face.
I will say that Soul Calibur one. I fucking hated the PS2 exclusive character.
Heihachi.
Yeah, it's not that I don't like him because I like Tekken, as you know, I like Tekken. But as we've gone into in the past, GameCube. Link. Cool. Oh my god, Link in a fighting game. Mind blown. Xbox Spawn. Oh my god, Spawn in a fighting game. Mind blown. PS2. Guy from a fighting game in a fighting game. Mind the same. You know what I mean? It didn't quite hold up as to, like, it should have been Kratos or something if he was out there.
Yeah, he did feel like an afterthought. Like, it was, no offense to the PS2 version, but I remember when they, like, announced that stuff, I'm like, oh, cool, I don't want that version. Yeah. It's like, ooh, I don't know which of the other two to play. Yeah, no, the PS2 had an amazing library. Yeah, I don't think there's much debate on that. Unless someone's like really loves, like Halo, and they're like, well, Black wasn't that good, and like, okay.
That's another game I played the shit out of. Star Wars Battlefront 2 on that.
Yeah, I loved Star Wars Battlefront 2.
And
awesome.
Also, I played like 4 different versions of like We Love Katamari. Also, I love when you try to explain what Katamari is to someone who doesn't know what it is. It's like they think you're fucking high. It's like it's just this game where you get this sticky thing and you just roll shit up and make it bigger, and that's it.
If you play the game around people that don't, they think they're high too. You just see it and they're like, what is going on? You're like, it's just the game, and you just kind of stare at them and they're like, what's going on? Am I gonna fail a test at work now? And you're like, no, it's fine. It's just there's colors and rainbows. Just accept it.
It's like with Battlefront. I will admit, I like both Battlefront 1 and 2. I will say 2 introduced a feature I didn't quite like, but I know a lot of people did. So, you know what I mean? It's sort of split whether or not you like that feature. I didn't like I don't know if you, I can't remember if you guys remember, I didn't like the added heroes. But I'm not sure if you guys like that or not.
You mean like if you beat enough people, you get to be Yoda or whatever?
Mm-hmm. Because to me, Battlefront 1 was always about being the troops and just being part of the army and having fun and doing the shooting and having fun. The second they introduced that, you had some people complaining, "Oh, I never get to be Vader. I never get to be my favorite." Blah 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 blah. Or you could have a hero battle. So it's like, it doesn't quite feel the same when Vader suddenly walks in on you and you're just one troop. You're like, "Oh, well, there's nothing I can do here. Kill me now and get this over with."
I get that.
But I don't know if anyone else felt that.
I can totally get that, but I thought it was also a nice like little reward for you if you did it. And I always had it set to like randomly switch it out, so it's not by skill, so anybody could do it.
Nice.
Because that was in the options.
Yeah, which Battlefront 2 was still a good game. Like I loved the space battles and stuff, which was kind of fun. And I loved getting in my like TIE fighter or my X-wing or whatever, and going and flying, and then realizing
into the enemy base.
Yeah, realizing I don't know how to brake, so I would kamikaze and go straight into the enemies as much as I could to take them out and get some kills.
I just love going on the inside. Like you could park on the inside of their base and then destroy all their systems from the inside, like instead of the outside. And that was my favorite thing. I feel like I was infiltrating them and destroyed cameras. And so cool. That was awesome.
Yeah, I also loved when I did find out how to brake. I still did the kamikaze, but I just still loved landing and going in base and just shooting at some people. It wasn't respawn killing either, because some of them had objectives in the other people's bases, which was cool. But there was a load of games on PS2 that were just fun. Like I think it was PS2 that had Jade Cocoon, or was I thinking of a different game? Jade Cocoon was the one that was basically. What I'm thinking of is basically a Pokemon.
Yeah, I believe Jade Cocoon 2 was PS2. I believe the first one was PlayStation 1.
I like that game, and not many people seem to remember it.
I remember it. I did, like my friend bought it when he visited me one time, the first game, so I got to see like a little bit of it. But I didn't buy it, so I've never actually played it. I remember very, very little of it, but I do remember it exists.
I thought you wouldn't have bought it by the way you said my friend had it. Like it was very. I had a friend once. It didn't work out.
Just when he came to visit me is when he bought it, because it was Oregon, so there was no tax, and I didn't get to see much of it.
See, I like to think that he came to visit you, sits down, and he's like, "You like Digimon, don't you? Yeah. You like Pokemon, right? Yeah. Well, I've got a game for you." Puts that on, and you're like, "Get out. We're done. Our friendship is over." And then suddenly on the doorstep, right after you kicked him out, there's Marcus holding an N64 Pokemon Stadium box, and you're like, "Get in here. You're with me now."
Oh.
We've recruited you.
Until I played Stadium, and then like, God, this computer's cheap. Out.
What was wrong with the Magikarp minigame?
The mini-games in Pokemon Stadium were awesome. The rest of the game was not.
The rest of the game was only good if you were playing against friends.
Yeah.
The computer was cheap,
Yeah, they were.
like almost as cheap as, like I was talking about Xenoverse before. How horrible is this, Rick? You're against Goku and Gohan at the same time. I don't know if I'm the only one that's getting this unlucky every time. But there's one of the PQ missions. Goku goes, Kamehameha! And if he hits you, or if Gohan hits you with the Kamehameha, the other one does the Kamehameha from the other side. So just as that one fades, the other one pushes you further, and the other one does hit, and you end up stuck, even though you can do the shield break, but it only works temporarily, and not if they're both doing two at once. And you end up stuck in this fucking endless cycle of just being Kamehameha till you die. I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't like that stuff either.
I need to have someone else in that mission with me when I go to do it, because I need someone to take out one of the people as I take out the other one, because then they can't keep Kamehameha'ing me.
Yeah.
Like I had the similar thing with Trunks. Like every time I took my eye off Trunks for a second, he'd be underneath me and do his finisher, and it just sends the energy up, blast me through the air, and then Vegeta would final flash me. Then the other when Trunks would fly underneath me and do his finisher right underneath where I was landing. It's like, fuck off! Stop these endless spamming. Stop it. I don't like that. But yeah, cheap AI is normally annoying. But this game also, this system, the PS2 also, I believe, introduced us to Max Payne. That was a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one liked Max Payne.
I never played them. I know, but I remember there was a GameCube one, but I don't. So I don't know if one was first or if they were both at the same time. At least I think there was a GameCube one and an Xbox version. But yeah, it was that era when Max Payne came out.
See, gather around, kids who are listening onto our podcast. I'm going to tell you a story. Back during then, a little movie came out, a little unknown movie called The Matrix, and it introduced the world to bullet time. Max Payne had bullet time. And this was a time where what bullet time meant was if someone was shooting, it'd slow down, and you'd be able to stop the shooting and slow down to dodge bullets. At the time when Max Payne did it, oh my god, that was so new and still cool.
Yeah.
By the time Max Payne 2 came out, every fucker had done it. Even every film, TV show, movie, game, everything did it. There was even some comics where they drew someone slow and you'd see them dodge as the bullet stayed still. So it's like the comic and you try to do bullet time, which doesn't work for images. Bullet time. I got sick of bullet time or fast, if that makes sense.
I think everyone got sick of it fast. Or at least they should have.
Yeah.
They should have had a bullet put in them.
I will admit, it's died down enough now that if a game has slow motion or bullet time in it now, I'm like, cool. It's gone back to being cool again. I don't know if that's just me.
I think that's you.
But you know what I mean? There's certain things in games and movies and stuff where a movie does and suddenly everything's doing it and everyone gets sick of it.
Yep.
Like,
I hear that.
I'm kind of sick of dark and gritty reboots.
There you go.
Ever since a little unknown film came around called Batman Begins.
Well, another thing that I think was starting during PS2 was like cell shading. And then like a lot of things did that, and then it kind of died down, and now it's kind of gone to games that can use it effectively instead of just everything having it for no reason.
Yeah. Which cell shading didn't work for some stuff like cell damage and stuff. It did work for some stuff like, I think one of the Budokai or Super Street Fighters, one of those was definitely, oh sorry, not Super Street Fighter, Super Dragon Ball, which was totally the same as Street Fighter. And I'm not kidding with that. Everyone needs to play that game. That was kind of cool. But they was definitely one of them was definitely cell shaded, and it worked because it looked like what it was doing.
Yeah.
Like Ultimate Spider-Man worked.
Awesome. Any like something like Dragon Ball or Naruto, it makes sense because those are like cartoons. Yeah. It looks really good for them, and even Dynasty Warriors Gundam 3, it looks really good there. But like there was a time when like everything did it, and it's like no, and then it kind of cooled down and went back to like stuff like Dragon Ball Z where it makes sense.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. It makes sense for some stuff like Ultimate Spider-Man makes sense because it's a comic. Yeah. It's based on the comic. It's set within the comic continuity. Although they totally fucked that up, and then years later released the graphic novel of the story to make it fit. But that doesn't matter. It was still a good game. But it made sense. But yeah, some stuff with cell shading, you're like, why? Why? Just why? Like PS2 also had one of the Time Splitters games, which was so fucking awesome, where one of you could be a duck and a gingerbread man. Yay! Rick, someone remembers Time Splitters? That's come up before now, and people have been like, "What's that?" I'm like, "Oh."
I don't know what that is.
That's fine.
That's fine. That's fine.
Did you ever play Red Faction, like the first one?
I believe I did.
It had like the awesome geomod technology where like if you shot walls, it would actually like break apart
Oh,
structures and like
yeah.
you could like one of the vehicles was like you didn't get this one in multiplayer, but it was like a drilling machine and you could like drill through the rocks. Like that was in like if you like shot walls and stuff enough, it would actually like make holes in them. Like that was really cool. And that was amazing. Even today, just thinking that the PS2 could pull that off.
Yeah, it's like, for example, on like we were talking about with the stuff that people got sick of. I mentioned it popularized the open world genre.
Yeah.
I got sick by the end of PS2, and I'm still sick nowadays of so many games wanting to be open world just because they can. It's like it needs to make sense. Like I know I'm gonna get booze for this, but Spider-Man 2, I didn't like it open world. I preferred the first one, where it was more linear. Because while Spider-Man 2 was kind of cool swinging through the city, I got sick of every like fucking 10 seconds. My balloon.
Yeah.
Or oh, you go over here. You've got a date with Mary Jane. Cool. You look. It's like fucking 15 meters away, or how miles, whatever the fuck it is, all the way across the other end of the scene. You're like, well, that's fun. You could have had a cutscene of me getting in a taxi. No, I have to swing all the way there. Okay. And like I said, if for me, open world games, it works for GTA, it works for Saints Row. It doesn't work for a load of games that want it. Like people wanted an open world Batman game, which I don't like. The Arkham City being as open world as it was, or like I know Arkham Knight's meant to be. I preferred the more even though it was slightly open, but it was more enclosed in Arkham Asylum, because as a result, the story doesn't get broken up by the fact, oh my god, yeah, this monster's attacking the city all the way over that end. You have to go stop it. Nope, sorry, I'm going the other end to buy a costume from Stan Lee. That doesn't work. you know what I mean? It kind of interrupts great storytelling, and people are like, but people like sandboxes. It's almost like death matches from PS3. Every game doesn't need a multiplayer death match.
Yeah.
It hurts me when someone does something good like Grand Theft Auto 3, and everyone says, "Oh, that's good. Let's just rip it off." Instead of trying to come up with something good yourself, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't want you to just do something because it's a bandwagon. I want you to do it because it's cool, or because you're having fun with it, not because other people perceive it as cool. So you're like, I'll make money off it. PS2 also introduced us to a game I fucking love, and it's a shame not more people have played it, and that was Buzz. I don't know if you had Buzz.
No, I did not.
Did you have Buzz, Pew?
I never heard of it.
It was from over here. Basically, he had like blonde, spiked up hair, and he was a complete douche of a game show host. You plug in a peripheral into the PS2, and you got Buzz control pads that put in your hand with a big red button on top, like a game show to buzz in and answer, and various coloured buttons to do the questions. And when you played it, it felt like a game show as you did it. It was awesome.
It sounds like what was it? You don't know Jack? It sounds like.
It may be a little bit like that, but like I said, this was on the PS2, and then they did it on PS3 later on as well. I tried to buy them recently. Fucking scalpers. When it came out, it was like 30, 40 quid for like the wireless or the wired control pads to buzz and play the game. I looked on Amazon with no game, just the buzzers, over 100. I was like, wow. It's like Rock Band. I think Rock Band and Guitar Hero started on PS2, I believe.
Guitar Hero started there. Rock Band, there was a PS2 version, but it came out also on 360. It was like a cross release. It came out PS2, 360 at the same time. But yeah, definitely Guitar Hero 1 and 2 were PS2.
Yeah, that was a case of what we just talked about. People got sick of the peripheral instruments like Guitar Hero, DJ Hero, Triangle Hero, Cymbal Hero, Harmonica Hero. Most of those don't exist, but people got sick of the yearly versions of Guitar Hero, Band Hero, fucking and the DJ Hero, Rock Band Beatles, fucking Guitar Hero Aerosmith, Rock Band Lego, and all this. And they oversaturated it, and the whole thing died. But apparently, it is coming back now because enough time's passed. It's cool again. I hate it when they do that. They don't overpopulate it. If you have something that's cool, wait. Don't make it so people get sick of it fast.
Yeah, don't Activision it.
Yeah. Which I can totally see in a year or two's time, or maybe 5 years. I don't know how long, but soon people are gonna get sick of figures to games.
Mhm.
Because now you got Skylanders, which Spyro people was on PS2, and guess what? You did not need a toy to play as Spyro. You just played as him. Disney Infinity, Amiibos. I kind of want more of these, but I know it's going to oversaturate the market. Like, apparently next year Disney's doing, or this year Disney's going to do Star Wars, which I don't think I'll buy. Might do, depends on what they focus on. If it's only the original films, I'll purchase it. But if it's like Rebels or the new stuff, no. And basically, Skylanders will come out next year. This year it was Trap Team. Before that it was like Swap Force, Giants. You know what I mean? It's like you're overdoing this. It shouldn't be a yearly thing because it can take some families over a year to purchase all of these figures.
Considering they take forever to like release them, it's like 8 months out before they're like, oh, now the last ones are available. And it's like, what?
Yep.
Like, we've already done with the game and traded in. What the? I don't care.
Yeah. I mean, it says it all when in my local game store, they've done something which I'll argue is pretty clever. They had all the boxes from all the loads of previous Skylands, like the first 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
And Disney Infinity 1, and no one wants those games anymore. I'm not saying no one, because I know someone out there probably would, but they can't sell them. It's just taking up shop space. So what did they do? They've opened them up, and they're selling all the figures in a giant bargain bin filled with Mr. Incredible, Spyro, and all the starters.
Nice.
Which is kind of cool, but then part of me's like, why would you buy Mr. Incredible? Because you don't have his playset.
Yeah, like I can understand. Like over here, they have GameStop has some of the figures used, and sometimes I see one. It's like Mr. Incredible. I'm like, but if you have the game, you probably have him.
Yeah. The only way I could see that is possibly someone who had bought the second but not the first might want to buy like Mr. Incredible to play him in toy box mode.
I could see that.
The amount of people who are going to do that is extremely slim. Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, it says it all, and what you heavily marketed for the second one was superheroes, and you knew that people would not want to play the Disney stuff, or if they wanted to play the Disney stuff, they probably bought Disney Infinity 1. So much so, you split up the toe power discs. You segregated the black heroes and the white one. Okay, you didn't go that far, but you segregated the Disney heroes and the Marvel heroes for those discs, which is awesome, and it is really handy because now you know which box to pick from if you want a certain disc. But still, it's a little weird. But does anyone else have any thoughts with the PS2 or any little fond memories they remember?
I actually,
you
go ahead.
Okay, I was just gonna,
Just go ahead.
Okay, I was just gonna share a boring story of like when I bought my PS2, because it was when it was still pretty hard to find, and
I think I know this origin story. I believe you went in front of a kid who was waiting for him, and you bought the last 5, and you looked down at him and you said, that's what you get for being a kid. And he's like, don't worry, in like 20 years time I'll grow up and I'll do this to someone else.
So
there you go.
So he said in 20 years,
20 years.
15th anniversary of the PlayStation Day. Um, no, my girlfriend at the time, now my wife, we went to Target because we usually would just do that, and got on the bus, went to Target, and then they like had them. They like had just gotten them that morning. We were like, oh, there's PS2 and that big gaudy like blue box. I mean, it's a nice blue, but it's very very bright. Like if you're carrying that, people know because it's just blue. I don't know if anyone remembers that box, but we saw it, we're
Yeah.
like, oh my god, they actually have one. We're like, oh, and we like made sure we had like enough money, and then we went and, like bought it. We like withdrew it out of our account, so we were walking around with like fucking like 200 and whatever dollars it was, like in 20s, like from the ATM. We're like, can I get one of that? And they're like, yeah, sure. Got it out. And we like paid in cash. We're like, we're like on the like the bus, had it in a bag, and we're all like suspicious, like hope nobody follows us home because it was like when it was stupid hard to get. We're walking home. We're like, oh man, no one's following us. Okay, no one's following us. We got there. And we were like, oh, we were all like excited. We were like unboxing it, and we sat there like, yeah. We're like, oh man, it probably works, right? Yeah. And it's like, oh, we got to get a game to try it on. So we like put in a PlayStation 1 game because we didn't have any PS2 games. So we're like, yeah, we just bought a PS2 so we can play PS1 games. Well, whatever.
Yeah. Which that totally is also speaks volumes at the time. You bought a system. You were really happy to play the system, so you took the system home. You opened it and you played the system. Nowadays, what you do, no offense to anyone, is you buy the system. You're all excited. You take it home. Then you set up your recording equipment to show people you opening up the box, and then after you've put all the recording equipment away, you will eventually play it.
Then you hook it up. I thought you were gonna say then you hook it up and wait for the patch to download. It allows you to play it.
Yeah, there's also that one.
Oh, an update, cool! And you just gotta sit there like, this looks really neat. It's a neat box. It's a cool controller.
That's why they do midnight
Progress bars
launches.
that go fast enough.
That's why they do midnight launches home, so you can actually play them by 10 p.m.
What's sad when people's advice for like Christmas time is like, all right, did you buy someone a new system? Cool. Open it right now and update it, then put it back in the box so they can like legitimately play with their present on the day they get.
Yeah, it's like, wait.
Yeah.
It's like, I will admit, I had a chipped PS2, a modded PS2, if you will. It was bright blue, and I will admit, the only reason I bought this from a company that at the time was doing, like the illegal modifications to consoles.
Yep.
Was to play Japanese imported games. And by games, I mean one. Literally, that became a system that had a memory card in it designed only for Dragon Ball Z 2, which was Budokai 2. However, the Japanese one also had like Kuriza and Nico Majin and stuff and extra costumes. And I'm like, yay! And I did it, and someone's like, how do you understand what they're doing? They're speaking Japanese. So my friend was like, well, I know the gist of it because look over there, and he sees the exact same game. And he's like, then why did you buy this? Extra costumes. You had your console modified. You bought a modded console with a Japanese game just for some extra costumes. Yep. And there I play. Like my GameCube, I had the freeloader. It wasn't to pirate games. It was to import stuff like the American version of Budokai, because I wanted to see what it was like on the GameCube, but ours was only in Japanese. Whereas you had the English one, which I like the Japanese voices, but like I've mentioned, either A, for some story stuff, I want to know what's going on, or B,
Right.
If I'm playing with friends, they don't care about. Some of my friends don't give a shit about Japanese voices as much as I do, and I'm willing to cater to that by putting English voices, because everyone can listen to an English voice. Not everyone will listen to the Japanese.
Yeah.
And I did that to import that and Ultimate Muscle and some other American games that never came out here. But back over to Pew.
Well, I was just gonna say, before I actually bought my copy of, oh my god, names, words. You're looking over at my PS2 rack so I can remember the name, Dark Cloud. Before I bought that, I rented it a whole lot, and eventually they didn't have it at the store anymore, so I bought it at FYE, and this makes me like I am still like have a stigma against FYE now just because of this. So I bought the game and it froze at a certain point, like a very specific point, where you couldn't continue progress. So I would just like level up my character until like I couldn't anymore, and then return the game. And then I'm like, this game is totally broken. And they're like, that's okay, we have another one in the back. You can come by tomorrow or like and pick it up or something. I'm like, why tomorrow? They're like, we're busy right now. I'm like, whatever, fine. So I come back the next day, right, and I pick up the game, and they're like, here's the new one, or whatever. Take it home. Freezes in the exact same part again, and I'm like, what? This is such shit. Is this like the game's like totally bugged or something? It's a broken game. So I come back, and they're like, oh, yeah, it's like the same thing. He's like, that's crazy. So then 2 in one time, and then I asked the manager, and they're like, are you putting the same one back on the shelf each time? And that's ended up what they were actually doing. And then I couldn't get my money back. I had to get exchanged for something else, and I'm like, you bastards, not getting my money back. Like, I don't want any more of your broken, glitchy shit.
That reminds me of, which isn't from PS2, but that reminds me of going to my local game store and purchasing Star Wars Galaxies on the PC. It wouldn't play, so I got my PC. I took my PC to a computer shop, handed him Galaxies, and said, make it play. And he did all the unnecessary upgrades to make it play. Yes, I was that. I'm that lazy. Make it play. I don't want to deal with all the ROM and the RAMs and the butterflies or whatever the fuck other technical bibbity babbity boos you want to do. But it's a case of. So I did that. I got it back. I go to play the game. I enter my code. Invalid. I'm like, oh. Take the game back to the store. They give me a new copy. Take it home. Code invalid. The code has been used. I'm like, oh. Go back. Code has been used. Oh, I go back. And then Wildy says, hang on, wait a minute. And he contacts the people who make the game, and he thinks they got a faulty shipment because every code that they had already been entered through key gens and stuff. So they ended up taking that all the way back. I was like, oh, they had to wait an extra week or two for them to get new stock. Then they gave me, I took it back, I entered the code, and it's like, yay, it works. Now update now, doing the necessary update files. I can't play my game. Admit you've had that moment. I just want to play the game.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, I had to wait a week for my PC to be modded and not upgraded.
Yeah.
Then it's like cool. Then I had to go through all the trouble for like a week of trying to get a game that works. Finally get one that works, and then it updates, and that's not when we had fiber optic internet either. And that was a couple of gigs or whatever it was at the time. It took hours to do, and I was like, oh. And it'd get to the point where I'd go into another room, watch it, I'd be in the room and I'd be watching the DVD, and I'd be watching like a DVD or a TV or something, and every 5 minutes I was checking the clock just to make sure in case it was accurate. And I was lying, and I was counting and saying, okay, it's actually pretty accurate, okay. But yeah, I was all eager, I want to play this. I miss Galaxies. It's probably my favourite MMO of all time. Unless you count Dragon Ball Xenoverse. Only because it's heavily based off Dragon Ball Online, which I couldn't play. Yeah. But yeah.
I know, I tried to play that.
I wanted to, but I'm like, yay, it's the same story and stuff, so yay, but improved because we have Beerus. No.
Yeah.
I like the God. But I'm hoping one of the DLC packs that comes out gives us Gold Freezer. I'm not sure if you've seen that or not.
Yep, I have.
Oh, okay. It was like you were giggling, like Gold Freezer. What is he like, the Mario?
No, I'm giggling because I've seen him. The Lakers fan. Yep, I've seen him.
Yeah, he looks awesome. I like him. With the cool hat.
I get to keep my $1.
Wow.
Because I showed my wife that, and I was like, I'm pretty sure Mole's gonna like him. I'll give you $1 if he hates him.
Yeah, I did like him. I will admit, I did like the design, because I was like, it's cool as head, and it's cool colors. I'm like, that's cool. I don't like how he gets the upgrade, but it still looks cool. It's not like Super Saiyan 4 with like the fucking, oh yeah, I'm wearing like the Khan style top, but it's made of fur.
I want him to have like since it's a power up, he needs like hair. Like Frieza just gets hair, like Super Saiyan Nappa.
Yeah. That'd be awesome. But I was your host, Chris A.K. Mull. And thank you to the two people for joining me as usual.
You're welcome.
And tune in next week. Same Google Hangouts and YouTube channel. Peace.